Is it just boop, boop? What?
So it is boop, 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 and then those go on.
I do appreciate. Do we need to?
We don't have to, unless you want to lay it down at a better visual. You like that he speaks in sound effects?
What's going on, guys? I'm Chase, this is Brian, and this is another episode of WBR Garage, where we build motorcycles into dream bikes and we give them away to our community. We have in front of us not a motorcycle. This is our 2008 CBR1000RR engine that we are turning into a street fighter. The roller that we got finished on the last episode is off camera, but today, God willing, this engine, we're going to do a lot of tiny little things to prep this engine so we can end the episode by hanging it into the roller. Brian tells me that there's a lot of stuff we can do before we mount it onto the bike.
We should do, for sure.
We should do.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier now because obviously we have all of this range of motion.
Right.
Whereas when it's in the bike, it's all like little finicky...
right, instead of trying to squeeze things in between the engine and the frame, we'll just put it all on first.
Right, so hopefully the bike at the end of this episode will look like this. And if it doesn't, that's going to be really sad. All right, guys, enough playing around. We have a lot of stuff to do today. We're going to update you guys as we go. We're trying to finish these motorcycles for the people so we can give them away. So you'll have to excuse us if we get our going. If you want to win the motorcycles we build, top link down below in the description. $5, you can win dream bikes. It's a pretty good deal. And thank you guys that are supporting us currently.
Just not this one.
Just not this one. Also, you get week ahead content, behind the scenes photos. You can be one of these people in this camera watching us film the show right now. It's a pretty cool deal. Anyway, we're gonna do it in chunks, right?
Yes, it'll be easier to not roll the motor around 5 or 6 times. We're gonna leave it as it sits, install everything that goes on this side, spin it around, and everything that goes on this side, spin it one more time, everything that goes on this side, and then we should be ready to...
I can call this episode the engine disco. The engine will just be like a little disco ball.
We should, does that little spinny table hold that much weight? I don't think it does.
Nope.
That would be fun. Trying to work on it while it's spinning constantly?
I do kind of like that idea. Okay, so what is on... Can I yank this?
If you want to, just don't get it caught on anything and pull the motor off the bench or anything.
What's on that side? What are we working on to start with?
So we did get all of our correct studs in. So we have them laying over there. They're going to go in. We have the oil cooler to go on, the oil filter to go on, and then there is, I got to go find that now. There's the bracket that sticks off the front of the engine to mount the radiator.
Little wishbone thing.
Yes. We could probably not put that on now just to make sure nobody gets cut putting the engine in the frame because that kind of just sticks out like a blade.
Right.
That's what's going on this side. And then on the left side of the engine, side that's facing us, we have the water pump to go in. There's some cooling lines that have to attach the cooler to the water pump. On this side of the motor over here is the thermostat and thermostat housing, so we'll be installing that as well and running all the new cooling lines off of that. And then last but not least, we have our block-off plates for our secondary air system. We'll get our valves back in, block-off plates on, and then we should be ready to hang the engine from the roller.
I like it. So we will start with the front. We're going to call this the front.
That's the front of the engine, yep.
Let's get started with the front. I don't know why I wanted to do that.
I don't know why you wanted to do that either. The reason why we're just putting the studs in, or at least half of the studs in now, is because originally when we got our parts, they sent us these studs instead. Now I know they don't seem like they look much different, but this is the nut that is supposed to go on, and that is obviously not the right one. So we're still short a stud. That is not going to stop us from continuing today, but we're short a stud still. I mean, at this point, do we use an old one?
If we got the time, I'll just order 5 more.
One more.
No, I'm gonna order 5 more, and then maybe we got a 20% chance. that one of them will be right. Can you imagine if we ordered literally one more and then
It was the wrong one again.
and we just kept doing that and it just wrong.
All right, so that's almost what that's supposed to look like.
All right, so oil filter, oil cooler, almost all studs.
7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. Those are good odds to me. Anything else on this side before we rotate the engine?
So some of those hoses are going to attach over here.
Do you want to circle back once we get the
So
initiation done?
I think what we can do maybe is just, if at all possible, lay the motor on that side. So this is like facing upward. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can get all of it at once.
Cool.
So let's give that a shot, see if we can't get that engine laying in a way that we could access everything we need.
All right. Watch your hands.
Yep, I'm just holding that in. Perfect.
All right, guys, so we're done with the front. Got some shots of that. Now we are going to move on to the left side of the engine.
Which is now the top.
Which is now the top, because we're going to make this as confusing as possible. So,
Well, we're going to make it as easy
for us as possible.
for us as possible, as confusing as possible to everybody else.
Yeah.
I do not believe we have the O-ring for this. Hey Honda, when you're gonna make a gasket kit for an engine, please include it all. Don't do gasket kit 1, gasket kit 2, and then a bunch of shit that you need after that. Include it all if you're gonna call it a kit. I'm ready to break some shit right now.
Should we just, you know...
I mean, we can't do fucking anything from here now. We're stuck.
Woohoo! F*** all point. Love this.
Makes zero fucking sense to put this thing in the frame, because trying to put all that shit on with all the hoses when it's in the fucking frame.
So the wrong stud, which, guys, we were talking about it off camera, we have ordered 12 of these.
And we've gotten 7 in the correct size.
7 in the correct size. So this...
Whoever's doing that shit needs to be fucking fired.
This bullet hit our leg, but we were over here like, nah, bro, we're gonna limp through this, and we just got headshot with a water pump.
Well, we have more shit to put on. We're gonna put more shit on until we run out of stuff.
We're gonna fight through this.
We're gonna run out of until we run out of shit to put on. We're gonna keep going.
So our dreams of getting this in the engine today is gone. All right,
But we still have the thermostat to put on.
we have a lot to celebrate.
No, we don't, because I don't think I have an O-ring for that either. Looking at it from here.
I'm just gonna keep living through the Daft Punk that's playing next door. So
He's getting it down. All right.
So what can we do now? Like, where are we at? Like, what's our availability left today?
We could put the block-off plates on if we find the fucking the valves for them in the box somewhere.
This is a pretty sad moment. It's like we have all this shit and be like, what can we do? Yeah, well, there's only 4 pieces of hardware for this, so let's go with that. You can have whatever you want. Come to Chase's bargain basket of parts from the CBR1000. Looking for something? I might have it.
Sorry, Chase. I know this is probably getting heavy.
Nah, I got strumped for days.
Grab that black thing. There's a bunch of stuff in it. Where'd the secondary air shit go?
Is there a secondary storage location?
I was looking for that too.
Is it a washer for a water pump?
It is a washer for the oil cooler, which is only on there with 1 bolt. So I'm gonna knock it off and swap the washer out.
Hey, should we look in here for a...
Yes, we are. Okie dokie, none of the stuff that we really need.
I mean, all in all, I think we're looking at a pretty good spot.
Sure.
Compared to where we were 15 minutes ago, so.
Yeah, we have nothing more than we did 15 minutes ago.
We have something more. We found this. We could have thrown this away.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna salvage part of today. What can we salvage salvage with what we got. Block off plates. Going in the top, baby. Woo. Is it just boop, boop? What?
So it is boop, 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 and then those go on.
I do appreciate. Do we need to?
We don't have to, unless you want to lay it down at a better visual. Would you be mad if I just stuck that on the lens covered in grease?
Dude, I'm an action shot right now and give a fuck. Don't do it!
You just said you don't give a fuck.
I did that so I could sound hard. I did that so I could sound hard to the guys watching.
Well, don't sound hard if you ain't gonna be hard. It's a good way to get your ass kicked.
All right.
Took 3 seconds.
All right, guys, we're done. Keen's is bad for the lens. Just.
Chase has done lost his fucking mind.
A rare moment behind scene. Nobody's gonna be laughing when Bo uses this footage.
You are literally spazzing all over the house.
Fuck he is, look at him.
Going like this, he's like, can you use it? Can you use it?
Joke's on you guys, I'm getting great footage. What is happening?
Chase, you started this.
Oh, I'm not taking any blame for what's happening over in the producer chair right now.
Okay, block officer on. I guess the last thing we could do is install the coils, and I mean that's 3 seconds. All right, Chase. That's about all the bullshit that we can take care of today.
Like a glove, done. All right, high five, nailed it. 3 seconds. That was actually faster than 3 seconds. You should be proud of yourself, Ren. Day 2 and go. You just all that work, all that 3 seconds of work, and you just ruined it.
Well, I had to put them in order.
Oh. Date. Come here. Date. Come here. It's like, you know. But we got spinning transitions, right? Sweet. Day 2 and... Well, once all the parts come in. F you, Honda. Okay, day 2.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to Wreck Bike Rebuild Garage, where we take crashed motorcycles, rebuild them into dream bikes, and then give them away to our lovely friends over at Patreon. Welcome back to our CBR1000 Street Fighter build. We are still back on the engine, trying to get all the finalized accessories, water pump, thermostat, bolted to the outside of the engine before we actually raise it up and bolt it into the frame. So we're going to continue on with that today. We got all the little bits and pieces necessary to get this done correctly. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in, start putting some of this stuff on, and get this thing into the frame and have our nice roller completed. So away we go. So first things first, we've had a little bit of issues here with getting the correct studs for our cylinder head, and I've actually figured out where they've been making their mistake. The part number on this stud, the middle numbers are MM. Here is another stud that they sent us. Now the white label, the sticker label that they put on it says MM, like it's supposed to, but the actual bag itself, where it was stamped from the manufacturer, where it was bagged, says MN. And somebody probably needs a new set of reading glasses, you know, in the warehouse, wherever they're putting these stickers on. And we've ordered, I think at this point, we've ordered 16 studs, 12 studs, and we've gotten 8 correct. Thankfully, correct stud in the house. Gonna put that in first. One pain in the butt issue down. Moving on to the next one. So we're gonna go over to the other side of the engine. You'll see that the lift is a little bit cleaner now than it was a moment ago, but we're cleaning the lift off. We're gonna get the engine on the table to get it off of the lift. We're gonna get the roller up here on the lift, strapped in, and then we're gonna start working on getting the engine hung from the frame. That'll be a good feeling to get this thing married back to its skeleton. Put the heart back in the skeleton. Let me lock off some wheels here so I don't drop the engine on the floor. And we are safe. Okay. Man. There we go. Good. You ready, man? I'm gonna need some hands. We gotta get this onto that. It's very, very rare that you can get an engine that just sit in the frame where all the hardware just slides in right. You know, where everything kind of just, and right now this is where this machine is at. These two bolts slid in real nice and easy, and then these front ones are lined up perfectly. I couldn't be happier right now with an engine install.
This is lit.
All right, everyone, here we are. We have our engine in the frame. It's in here. It's not being held up by anything. We have a whole bunch of stuff to really get started putting back on this machine. At this point, pretty happy to get it here to a roller with the engine in it, because now all the real important stuff can happen. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode 25. Man, 25. We finally got the engine in the frame. Pretty happy about it. We are going to move on from here on our next episode. We're going to be doing the wiring harness. So please join us for the oh so fun wiring harness. We do have to do some modifications. There's some parts coming off. There's some parts being relocated. So it should be pretty interesting how we handle the harness on this thing. So join us for the next episode 26 coming at you soon. Outro crew. Hoses, yay or nay? Samco stuff is pretty nice. I know it does work good for temperatures. It bleeds heat off a little bit better, but the look, the layout, the style, tell us what you think. Don't forget to put the OC on your comment. We love you long time. See you next time.